Okay, this is Gene Skaggs. This is the sixth and final video in a series of 6 on how to do a 1-hour quantum touch session. So this is where the client's all done with the session, and you're going to have them. What I like to do is I like to let them sit there a minute or two and absorb the energy. Then I'm going to tell them, get up. You want to sit up? Okay. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that they're grounded. In other words, they need to be in their analytical mind. So I'll ask them for their phone number and give that to me. Then their address. I just want to make sure they're grounded. I want to make sure that they drink a glass of water afterwards. I want to let them know that I want to hear back from them in 3 days, not 2 days or one, because it takes about 3 days for this energy to settle into their body. One thing that's going to be different is it'll be different. You might feel a little momentarily some pain that might be more than normal, and that's a good sign. It's trying to work its way through. But in 3 days, I prefer you call me, not text or email, because it's going to be too much. Just call me and we'll go over your next, what we should do next. Okay? And now what I'd like for you to be proactive in this process, there's a few exercises that I would like you to do. Now, for the purpose of this video, I can't give you all of them, so I'm just going to give you 2 or 3 things that I'm having to do, and then later on you can add to it. And you want to gear it based on what their issues are, but these are kind of the basic ones. So I'm going to have Develina. The first thing I want to do is I call it Jesus on the Cross. It's actually it's actually a yoga movement. What would you call it? What is the technical word?
Half pigeon.
Half pigeon, okay.
Oh, no, this one isn't half pigeon.
What is this called?
This one is just a chest opener.
Chest up, okay, right. And what you do is you put that's now if your shoulders are bothering you, you might want to put your hands down a little bit like that. But if not, go ahead and pull back, and it pulls the back back. It releases your chest. It opens up your thyroid that might have been pinched. If you're having trouble with weight, this works perfectly. Helps right there in your neck. So that's the first one. Thank you. Want to get up? Okay. And now the next one is I want you standing up against the wall. So we're going to come over here. So you want to move around? Okay. So right here. Now what you want is you want your feet back up the thing. You want your gluteus maxima up against the thing, the wall. Your shoulders back, her head, and looking straight ahead. Now that's what posture is supposed to look like. And you notice her hands are right there on the side right there. So stay there for like 2 or 3 minutes, and what's going to happen is now the body starts to adapt to what perfect posture is supposed to look like. So there's a tendency that you want to push this out. That's not what you want to do. This needs to be touching right there. Okay. Now another thing, come over here with the neck, the C1 and the C2 right here, the atlas and the axis, they're what holds the head up. And people who have headaches, neck problems, shoulder problems, tramp problems, a lot of times it's just because they got what's commonly called now tech neck, where people work on it and they're doing this. So the head should be right here. You notice if it goes forward, the neck is strained a little bit here. If it goes back, it's the same thing. What you want to do right in the middle, so the C1 and the C2 is actually holding the head up, these 2 little vertebrae. So the C1 is the yes muscle. You want to do the yes? Okay, so that activates that right there. And the C2 is a no muscle that allows your head to turn sideways. When you do those simple little things, up and down and sideways, what you're doing is actually rebooting your vertebrae in your whole body. And chiropractors for the first 100 years, that's all they did with the C1 and C2. So it's a beautiful little things that you can do to start your client, and what they can do is what I call it to be proactive in their healing process. Thank you.